Hey everyone, welcome to the Microsoft 365 Copilot Connection. My name is Nick Harris, and I am a Senior Copilot Cloud Solution Architect with Microsoft. Today we're going to do some live demonstrations. Now, in previous videos, when I've talked about Microsoft 365 Copilot updates, specifically the licensed updates that Microsoft makes available to our customers, I normally navigate through the Copilot blog. Instead, today, I just want to show some of those particular updates off that should actively be rolled out to you at this time so you can take advantage of them and we can identify how you can apply them in your work or what I'm seeing across my customers. I do also want to quickly thank all of you for your kindness and support, all the comments that I'm receiving and feedback to make the channel better and improve, as well as topic matter that all of you want to include in future videos. Thank you all so much for your interactions and engagement. It is greatly appreciated as we continue to grow the channel and educate ourselves on ways that AI can enhance our work. So let's get right on into it. We're going to hop into Microsoft Word and review two or three unique updates that have impacted the Word experience within the last month or so. So, one of the newest options available are enhancements that are coming out for your document summaries that are automatically provided to you in your Microsoft Word experience. I'm already directly taking advantage of this, as well as I do have a few customers that have expressed interest around various activities that are happening in their files that they want to know more about. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the new document summarization capabilities. If we go to the very top of the file, you can see, of course, we get this automatic summary, giving us information around what is included in that file. And this is especially useful if this is a new file that we may not have gone into before, or we just want to get some quick hit information tips and details in order to move forward in our work. And so if I expand this summary, you'll now see additional options available to you. First and foremost, when we provided summaries in this area for our customers, it was really just a brief type of summary that you received, a few lines of text. You could directly navigate into those areas with the citations and then go to that area of the document where those key points were pulled from. But we're now greatly expanding what you can include in the summary. As you see here, I have a standard summary selected, just about four key bullet points from this particular document. Of course, contextually, based on the amount of information, it may be longer, maybe shorter. I can make this a brief summary, however. Just a one paragraph example in this case, or a highly detailed summary. So I have the ability to quickly and easily capture information via these new summary based options. But also at the very top, we're now taking what we call document snapshots. And these document snapshots can include insightful information in a wide variety of areas. This is functionality that is still actively rolling out right now. Currently, I have the Insights and the Discussions tabs. We will have additional tabs in the future. That would include areas such as coaching advice or various activities that are happening in your currently open document. And that's something that I know my customers are very interested in. They want to know who's collaborating in the file. What are they modifying and changing and evolving so that they can stay up to date with exactly what is happening? So let's go ahead and look at the Insights tab. For now, the Insights tab provides us key metric information or specific numbers that this AI assistant identifies in the file. You can see I have a technical support phone number or a mailing address or a particular blade replacement levels contextually aligned to this file content. What I also find value within though is the suggested Q&A. I used to do this all the time where I would navigate to Copilot on the right hand side and I would prompt Copilot to generate a question and answer list. Now instead, I can have the summary provide that to me automatically. So I can read these contextually aligned questions and then identify what that answer is so I can become more knowledgeable more quickly in my flow of work. Moving to the discussion tab, we navigate within here. This would aggregate all the comments and information that are being derived based on how you and your colleagues are collaborating within that particular file. I've made a few example comments here for Kai Carter, my account that I'm logged in with, and I'm commenting and including my colleagues, Mike and Corey, into this particular document with what we want to make updates on. And you can see those comments are directly aligned within this summary area. So I highly recommend if you're doing live collaboration scenarios, make comments within your files so that way you can stay up to speed via the summarization based capabilities as well. I do just want to make one other brief note. Another piece of functionality that has rolled out to your chat experience in Word is the ability to upload images. So if you have particular images directly within your file, you can navigate to the add option here in your prompting box and you can click on add an image. And this is useful, allowing you to leverage vision capabilities that the AI has available in order to take images out of your file, copy them over into this chat experience, and ideate with the AI based on the type of work that you're working on or the type of information you want to derive out of that image. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Excel. So as you see here, I've just opened a blank Excel file and I'm greeted with a prompting box already. And this is brand new. You now have the ability to create direct tables of information within your Excel file experience. So let's just go ahead and do this live. Maybe, for example, I want to create a table for a budget and apply a green, yellow, red color scale to costs. We'll submit this prompt off. Copilot will now generate this table. You can include fictitious or example data within the table, or you can remove that data as well. This would also apply the conditional formatting rules, and there even may be a formula or two that it generates for us. So as we see here, we now have our filled out table of information, planned cost, actual cost, the difference in cost. If we look at the difference in cost, you will see this is a very basic Excel formula, but it does have the ability to inject some of that information. We have our conditional formatting rule automatically applied, and if I don't want that example information, I can just remove it. Right? We'll just take it off. No big deal. Or if we want to include for reference based purposes, we can do so as well. Elect to keep it and then move on. Now, one other slight change that we've made within your Excel experience is providing you better example prompts of how to get started within your Excel Copilot experience. So, opening up Copilot here on the right hand side by clicking Copilot in my ribbon bar, you'll now notice we have all of these prompt examples, and I can continuously add more prompt examples until I get to something that helps me get started within my process flow, like creating a chart or a pivot table or generating some form of formula or even navigating into the advanced data analysis mode with Python. There's a wide variety of capabilities available, and we want to make it easier for you to get started with Copilot and Excel. All right, so let's go ahead and navigate into PowerPoint. So in PowerPoint, we're making it easier to add your specific design to blank brand new PowerPoint presentations. So this is especially useful for content creators or brand owners within your organization that need to adhere to a particular brand. When I navigate to the Copilot icon here in the top left-hand corner, I can click on create a presentation or create a presentation with the file. I can reference work data to generate my presentation if I so chose. In this case, I'll just click on create a presentation. We'll create from a prompt, and you'll notice we now have presentation design within this narrative builder experience. So what I can do is I can change the overall design. If I change design here, I can see any recent designs I've leveraged. I can see designs provided by my organization. Many customers today want to adhere presentations to their organization's branding. IT administrators can upload brand templates to SharePoint Online to make those brand templates available to all enterprise users to then leverage within this PowerPoint experience. There is a little bit of setup here, so if you don't see anything like this, your IT administrators have to make it available to you. Just general note. But I can see here what I've done. I've made some available. I have a Microsoft brand template. I also have the direct brand templates available via PowerPoint in Microsoft 365. So if I want to start from any of these brand templates, I can very quickly and easily without having to navigate around my organization, find our brand site, download brand templates, so on and so forth. I can just do so directly in PowerPoint, which is great. So I'll select my Microsoft brand template here. I'll select that design, and let's just go ahead and create a quick presentation. So very quickly, my prompt will be create a presentation about sustainability best practices, specifically focused on renewable energy and sustainable agriculture. We'll submit that off, and now the narrative builder experience builds the structure of our presentation. We don't see the initial brand applied. In this case, let's just go ahead and let this particular narrative builder experience build our presentation, and we'll see what it looks like when it's finished. And now we have our presentation generated, and the slides it's provided me directly adhere to the brand template slides that have been made available. As you can see, I do have specific Microsoft branding, such as our logos or particular colors that are provided. And I really like to leverage the Microsoft Designer experience that we build directly in PowerPoint to modify these slide designs in ways that I need while still adhering to my overall brand, such as maybe I don't like this introduction to sustainability title slide. I can instead include a little bit of imagery as well, and those images are contextually aligned to the type of content that I may be referring to. Now, something else that's been very useful and powerful for my customers is the ability to do translations within their presentations. I work with many global customers today that have a need to take presentation data and content and translate it into different languages. And this is easily something that you can do with Copilot and PowerPoint. Honestly, it makes me really excited because I have a lot of customers doing this. So, very quick and simple. All I need to do in the prompting box on the right hand side, translate this presentation into Spanish. So as you can see, we've prompted translate this presentation into Spanish. It's directly selected Spanish as a language. I can then click on the translate button, and it will take this particular presentation, make a new copy of the presentation, and translate all of the language on the slides in that new presentation for me. I can now quickly access that new presentation in my OneDrive experience, and now we see that particular presentation translated into Spanish. It's amazing. Here's that same slide that I just had up. Now, of course, translated. Of course, just some general notes. When you are translating from one language to another, there could be slight nuances in language, different keywords or phrases that are used, as well as text could either be shorter or longer. So you do need to validate these translated presentations. It is very important. Otherwise, the overall formatting and look and feel may be slightly off in the translated presentation. So definitely make sure you're reviewing any Copilot output, even if it's generating a brand new file with all of these translations available. Now, moving on to the final update that I have, and I'm so happy to share this because since Copilot GA'd back in November of 2023, many of my customers have requested the ability to scope to particular areas of SharePoint. That could be particular SharePoint sites, or document libraries, or folders within those document libraries. And I can say that that functionality is now officially here. So, what you can now do, I am showing Copilot in the business chat experience with the work toggle selected. I can navigate to a SharePoint site. I can copy a document library, a site, a folder link, and I can put it in the prompting box to ensure that Copilot only pulls data from that particular area. So let's take a look. Here I have a frontline worker site and just a document library with a few documents available for frontline workers. In this case, there are 7 documents within this particular document library. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hyperlink for this document library, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to put it into my prompting box. And I'll say, list the files in this location. And now we see our output. And of course, you see here 7 files, some descriptions around those files as well. General note, of course, there are limitations with how much data that Copilot can consume. So if you have hundreds or thousands of documents in a single location, word of caution, it won't pull every single one in, right? But at least it can include a subset of those files scoped to your particular requirements. So, a useful feature for all of you to directly use and enhance within your prompting skill set with how you source data across your enterprise. So that's all from me for today, everyone. I really hope that this information has been valuable for each and every one of you. I will be putting the direct blog posts that list additional new features and functionality that are either actively rolling out or should be available to you in the not so distant future. That'll be in the description below. Besides that, if you have any questions, you have any assistance needs, please feel free to comment below. Like, share, subscribe as always, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, everybody.